A 2016 Lincoln MKT, and supposedly it has a misfire. So they want to, they diagnosed it as a bad PCM. So they want us to replace the PCM. So on this one, we're going to go ahead and clone it, and we're going to be using the FoxFlash for this job. So we're going to pull this ECM, and we're going to go ahead and clone it. So here you can see better the part number of this ECM. All right, guys, cloning services are available. This ECM is featured on the Mustang 5.0 3.5 liter engine and a couple of different engines. So head over to our website, globalcommerceca.com, and we can help you clone this ECM in case you need help with that. And the pin layout, right? So this side is going to be your body connector, and that will be your engine connector. So your powers and grounds data is going to be on this side. Guys, we're shipping everything out for you. We got the coupon sale going on right now for the Ultimate CAN bus tester. We got them in stock, everything for you. New staff, guys. So I got with me right here Josh. Josh, okay. Josh, he's more on the technical side. Tell him a little bit about your background and kind of stuff you did. Engines.
Oh man, so I've built engines.
What do you do with the crankshafts?
I'm the youngest certified crankshaft grinder in Houston, man.
Okay.
Do anything like that, measuring by the thousandths of the inches butter to me.
All right, this guy, he's expert. He also worked in the auto parts industry. So, hey, man, I'm pulling the best of the best, man. We're improving things. We're getting things moving. You might see him on some of the other videos. He's going to be out in the field as well. He's helping with the technical side, support on you guys' orders. I told you, man, globalcommerceca.com is the future of automotive technology, man. Also, we got here at the desk.
Hi, I am Anne Marie with Global Commerce. I am shipping orders, a lot of it.
Yeah, so she's going to be more on the processing customer service. So there's a customer service number. You're probably going to see it here shortly, and you might be speaking with her directly anytime you do your orders. She's also probably one of the first persons you communicate with, emails, all that kind of stuff. Guys, things are improving here. We're growing. Definitely don't forget, we got the G3s by the mountains, guys. Pounds, kilos, however you want them, guys. We got them in stock. Coupon code right now, $60 off. Definitely go get yours today right now. $30 off too right now on your OBD Star P50s, available right now, guys. Get on it right now. Don't forget, we're the #1 distributor in the U.S. for FoxFlash. We got them in stock as well, guys. Get on it right now. Everything you need, we got it available at globalcommerceca.com. Globalcommerceca.com is automotive technology, period, point. This is what the ECM looks like with the cover removed. So you get a kind of a clear shot of it. Right. Just try to pan through it in case there's some certain area of the board somebody's going to be interested in. It's right here. You can always pause it, come back. All right, so yeah, to remove this case, it's simply this is very simple. You pry these tabs up with a flat screwdriver. You can bring it through there and twist, and you want to make sure you stay only on the edges. You don't want to go in and break any components on the board. You come all the way around until you release it. This is thin aluminum, so you can just bend it back into shape, and that's it. All right, guys, for this job, we're going to use FoxFlash. In this mode, we're going to be using actually in boot mode. So I've got it here in set up with the bench box if you're using it in bench mode. So we're just going to pull this off and hook it directly up for boot mode. FoxFlash, what we're going to go ahead and go to is you want to go into tool boot mode for this ECM. You click here, tool boot mode, and then we're going to select Infineon Tri-Core boot. And then we're going to select the chipset, which is SAK TC1791. And once you do that, you can hit the info button, and it will bring you up to here, right? And at this point, on the left-hand side, we're going to go and select the Ford chipset, right? So we can get the pin out. I've already got it opened up for us here, but you go down here on the left side to Ford. There it is. And this is an EMS24xx, and there's a chipset, TC1791S. So if I click on it here, that is actually what's brought up here. So this is the actual pinout. And as you can see, we've got a power, ground, can low, can high, and ignition power, okay? Very important, you do have to open the case. And what you have to do is link these two pads here. So you're going to bridge them, and then you're going to connect the boot cable to that pad right there, as you can see, right? And as you can see, the chipset there. So I've already done that for us, guys. So I've advanced it. I've linked those two pads right there. And there is our boot wire soldered on, and I connected it to the gray cable that is labeled boot, right? And you see it has a clip, and make sure it's free in the ear. It's not bridging, touching on anything. And then we're going to go to FoxFlash now. You edit the inventory, and then we'll tell it okay. And at this point, we will power on the actual unit. You can turn it off and on with the power switch there. I've got it on. I'm going to tell it to connect. I can hear the relay clicking. It says remove and give power. So I'm going to hit that switch again, off, on, and then press enter. You do need internet connection for this, by the way, guys. Again, FoxFlash available on our website, globalcommerceca.com. We're going to do off and on. We're the #1 distributor in the US. Press enter. And there it is. So we're in, and as you can see here are the specs of this ECM, right? The two memory areas, flash and the EEPROM, are not protected, which is a good thing. So we're going to go ahead and just do a read all. So we're going to click read all here, and then we're going to make a folder for this. All right, so I'm going to save that. I call it 2016 MKT. Save. Remove and give power. That means turn it off and on. And then we're going to press enter. We have a progress bar down there at the bottom. And as you can see, it just started moving. The countdown started, and we're at 7 seconds, 1%. So I'm going to bring you back in a few minutes to let you see how long it took. As you can see, 15 seconds. All right, at 1.5 minutes, we got the prompt off and on. Press enter. All right, at 3 minutes. Okay, again. %. All right, one more time at 45%. And our clock kind of glitched out there, but we're going to keep going. Again at 49. Remove and give power. Usually about a minute between each one of these intervals. All right, again. 79, 93, 100%, 'Should be the last time. It's reading the EEPROM area. As you can see, it's a lot faster. Just kind of jumped. It's only 18-20 seconds. All right, and that's it, complete. So we've got to read. Let me pull that up. All right, so here's our files. So we've got the EEPROM. It's at 192K. Internal flash is right around 4 megabytes. And as you can see, they're both combined right there. There's a password as well. So that is it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and open our donor unit. And we're going to basically do this exact same setup, pin out. And we are going to then write this information that we just backed up onto our donor unit. And that should be a one-to-one clone of this ECM. So when we go back to the vehicle, it should be able to start right up. The donor all connected up, and pinned out. So I'm going to go back to FoxFlash, and I'm going to tell it to connect. It's going to ask me to turn on the power. There it is. Tell it enter. All right, again, enter. And we are connected, guys. So now we are going to, I'm going to do a write all. And I'm going to write the one that we already backed up, which is the all here. Tell it open. I'm going to tell it no, and I'm going to actually do it one by one. So I'm going to cancel. I'm going to write the flash. So internal flash. In case there is something that needs to correct with the change from the one MCU to the other, I'm going to tell it yes. And there shouldn't be any changes, but you never know. So we're going to turn the power off and on. It should just pretty much be a straight right in this case, to be honest, but just let it do its thing. Won't hurt at all. So I'm going to cycle the power again. So right all probably would have worked, but I just don't want to be going back and forth, so I'm just going to do it like this to avoid any headaches. So I'm going to do that again. Enter. You can see the activity light there at the top, flashing back and forth between reading and writing. All right, took right about 2 minutes, so I'm going to turn it off and press enter. It says wait. All right, now we're going to write the EEPROM. We're going to write EEPROM. We're going to select internal EEPROM. Okay, so we're going to do power off and on. Enter. And writing in progress, as you can see. Power off and on. Enter. All right, this took about 3 minutes to write the EEPROM. Kind of long, to be honest, but it is done. So remove and turn the power off and on, cycle power. And it's still going. All right, so power off and on, enter. Six minutes. Dashboard off, so we turned it off and wait. Being that it took so long to write the EEPROM, I'm actually going to read it back and I'm going to compare the two files and make sure they're the same. I'm pretty sure they will be, but just kind of odd the EEPROM took that long to write. I know it probably was erasing blocks and things, but let's go ahead and do a read. You know, trust but verify. That's my motto, man. And I'm going to call it verify. So give it power, enter. I'm going to verify the two files, EEPROM files, and see if they're the same. All right at about 30 seconds. Off, enter. All right, so I'm going to compare the files now. All right, so here are the two files, original EEPROM and the verified one that we're going to verify. I went ahead and opened it up to save us time in HXD, and I'm going to do analysis. I'm going to do data comparison. I'm going to do compare. And those are the two files. So then we're going to tell it OK. And they are identical. So it did write the EEPROM successfully. So I'm confident that this should work. So next up, we're going to desolder here, clean up, close it back up, and we'll see you back at the vehicle, guys. Back at the car, we went ahead and hooked up our donor ECM, and we're going to start it. So if the clone was successful, the vehicle should start. And if their diagnostics was correct, he said these two had a misfire. If that diagnosis was correct, this vehicle should not have a misfire anymore, and the engine should be running smooth, right? So we're going to see about that. So got the replacement computer hooked up. Let's try brakes. So that is a successful clone, guys. Started right up, but the engine sounds a little strange to me still, man. Let's see. Oh yeah, shake, rattle, and roll, man. Look at that. I'm sure it's still misfiring on these that he said. Yeah, no change when I pull that. So they have another issue with this car, and it's not related to this computer. So if they want us to do the diagnosis to find out why they have a misfire here, well, this video might continue on a part 2, but that would conclude cloning this Ford Continental ECM, and this is for Ford Escape. Also use this ECM, Ford Fusion, and Lincoln MKT. Pretty much most Ford, Lincoln motors, that is the 3.5, 3.7, or the 5.0 Mustang also. We're gonna seal the computer back up and close it up here. A little bit extra bonus footage. Customer wanted us to do a Diag, so we went ahead and tested. We've got injector pulse. We've also got we pulled the plug out. We put a replacement in there just to start it, so it won't throw anything out. And we do have spark. So we've got the only thing left is these injectors could be bad or clogged, because they might be original, but it looks like they did work on this engine. We're going to see if we can test compression, because there might be an issue with this, because since they worked on this engine, we don't know. But at this point, we know they're sparked. The plugs are good. These plugs are new. Here are the old ones. They look like they changed them, but the injectors, I don't know. The injectors are questionable, but we do have injector pulse. So it could be a problem with the injectors. If it's not the injectors, something internal in the engine. But the computer is not the issue. Neither is the wiring or the power supply, anything to the coils or the injectors. And these three are misfired. All right, I decided to focus on these areas with the camshaft B, because everything is pointing to this as a possible issue, because of everything on this side of the engine is off. So we're going to connect up right now and check compression on this one. I believe this is 4. Está bajo, ¿no? Tiene que llegar, ¿qué? 120?
120, pero ahí.
The other. All right, I'm not a mechanic, but my guy said the values that we're reading on the compression test should actually still start, even though they're not optimal at 120. As far as I know, the mechanics can definitely chime in the comments. Here is where I focused on camshaft B error message, and I've included a lot of the diagrams and things I used to kind of troubleshoot the issue. I tested all wiring. I eliminated all kind of possible causes of interference, tested between ground power for any type of things like that going on. Everything seemed fine. The customer told me that the owner of the vehicle was driving. It cut off on, or didn't cut off, but it started failing on him, and he ended up getting that camshaft error. He's been using the car
and brought it into the shop, and the mechanic actually replaced the camshaft B sensor brand new from the original. So I discarded that as the issue, and I let him know from all my diagnostics I don't see any electrical issue going on, and I believe there's probably a issue internally in the motor. Something could be wrong. And once I discussed it with my tech as well, he agreed, and he told me he thinks that it could be off timing. That side of the motor could be off because he said there's like a separate chain for that side. I let the customer know that. He called me back later on in the afternoon. He told us that we were right, and the chain did jump. There was something wrong internally there, and the problem is confirmed that it is the motor in this case. Anyway, guys, if you didn't know this, now you know. No one is half the battle.